Hey there, folks. It's me, ya boy. I've seen some weird stuff in my time, but nothing quite compares to the chilling encounters we're about to dive into. Today, we're tackling one of the creepiest phenomena out there, black-eyed kids. I don't know about you, but the thought of these little creeps showing up at my door is enough to make me never answer it again. So, grab your holy water, sage, or whatever makes you feel safe, because we're about to get into the top 5 scariest documented encounters with black-eyed kids. Let's get into it, unless you're too scared. All right, before we dive into the encounters that'll make you want to board up your windows, let's talk about what the hell black-eyed kids actually are. These aren't your average trick-or-treaters, folks. We're talking about children, usually between 6 and 16 years old, who show up uninvited, often at night, and always with one terrifying feature: completely black eyes, no whites, no irises, just soulless black orbs staring into your very being. Like, imagine the creepiest doll you've ever seen. Now, make it a real child. Yeah, sleep tight. Now, let's get into the encounter that started it all. It's 1996 in Abilene, Texas. Journalist Brian Bethel is sitting in his car in a movie theater parking lot, minding his own business, when suddenly 2 young boys approach his car. Innocent enough, right? Wrong. As Bethel rolls down his window, he's hit with an inexplicable wave of fear. And that's when he notices their eyes, completely pitch black. These kids, probably around 10 to 14 years old, start asking Bethel if he can give them a ride home. They claim they forgot their money and need to go back to get it. But here's where it gets really freaky. They become increasingly insistent, saying they can't come into the car unless Bethel invites them. In a moment of sheer panic, Bethel slams the car into gear and speeds away, heart pounding. He glances in the rearview mirror, but the boys are nowhere to be seen. It's as if they vanished into the night. Shaken but relieved, Bethel later recounts the experience, warning others about the eerie children with eyes as dark as the void. And so, the legend of the black-eyed kids began to spread. Fast forward to 2014, and we're hopping across the pond to Cannock Chase, Staffordshire, England. Now, Cannock Chase is already known for being a paranormal hotspot, but this takes it to a whole new level. Multiple witnesses reported sightings of black-eyed children near a supposedly haunted pub. One witness, who understandably wanted to remain anonymous, described seeing a girl and a boy, about 10 years old, standing at the edge of the woods. Nothing too weird yet, except it was nighttime in the middle of nowhere. As the witness approached, they noticed the kid's eyes. You guessed it, completely black. The children reportedly spoke in unison, asking for help in a monotone voice. Help! When the witness refused and tried to leave, the kids apparently vanished into thin air. Like, poof, gone. Let's crank up the creep factor even more with our next encounter. It's January 2016, and we're in the middle of a blizzard in Vermont. An unnamed woman is home alone when she hears a knock at the door. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm already noping out at this point. But our brave or foolish witness decides to answer. Standing there are 2 children, a boy and a girl, probably around 8 years old. And then she sees their eyes solid black, no whites at all. She slams the door shut and calls the police. But here's the kicker. When the cops arrive, there are no footprints in the snow. Nothing. It's like these kids appeared out of thin air and then vanished. I mean, what the hell? If this doesn't make you want to permanently seal your doors, I don't know what will. This chilling account was shared on a popular paranormal forum on Reddit, adding to the growing number of black-eyed kids' stories. All right, let's head back to 1996, but this time we're in Portland, Oregon. This encounter was actually reported to our man Brian Bethel, the journalist from the first encounter. A woman was home alone when she heard a knock at the door. She opens it to find two boys around 10 years old standing there. They ask to come in and use the bathroom. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm already slamming that door shut. But our witness hesitates, and that's when she notices their eyes. Yep, you guessed it. Completely black. She describes feeling an overwhelming sense of terror, like her life was in danger. Thankfully, the woman manages to close the door and the boys eventually leave. But she swears she could hear them outside for hours afterwards. Now, let's talk about something that'll really keep you up at night. We've got multiple reports of people encountering black-eyed kids during episodes of sleep paralysis. For those of you who don't know, sleep paralysis is when you're conscious but unable to move. And sometimes you hallucinate. Now, imagine waking up, unable to move, and seeing a black-eyed child standing at the foot of your bed. Yeah, I'm gonna need therapy just thinking about it. Sometimes she'd speak, asking to be let in, even though she was already in the room. The encounters always ended when he managed to break free from the paralysis, at which point the girl would vanish. Now, skeptics might say this is just a hallucination, but when multiple people report seeing the same thing, that's when it gets really freaky. So, what the hell are these black-eyed kids? Well, theories range from the supernatural to the scientific, and honestly, none of them are particularly comforting. On the more skeptical side, some argue that black-eyed kids are just an urban legend that's gotten out of hand. Others propose that some encounters might be explained by sleep paralysis or hallucinations. But even if some cases can be explained away, there are still plenty that defy logical explanation. And let's be real, whether they're supernatural, extraterrestrial, or just a product of our collective imagination, the idea of black-eyed kids is scary as hell. Maybe we should start a neighborhood watch. You know, to keep an eye out for any suspiciously pale children with a penchant for colored contacts. And there you have it, folks. The top 5 scariest documented encounters with black-eyed kids. Whether you believe these encounters are real or not, one thing's for sure. The legend of the black-eyed kids isn't going away anytime soon. So, the next time you hear a knock at your door late at night, maybe think twice before answering. Or better yet, invest in a really good security system. Because let's face it, when it comes to black-eyed kids, it's better to be safe than sorry. Thanks for watching, and good luck sleeping tonight.